Hey everybody, welcome back to FTRA's Flash Footwear Briefing on the impact that coronavirus is having on our industry. Joining me right now is FTRA President Matt Priest. Matt, really quickly, as we look at what's happening with negotiations between Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill about what the next aid package is going to look like. I think right now it's bouncing around between 1.6 trillion to 2 trillion, somewhere in there. We don't know what it's going to hash out. We don't know what it's going to look like, but we do know there's certain things in the bill that will probably stay there. The numbers may move a little bit, and who has oversight may move a little bit, whether it's Treasury or if Congress has more oversight. But we know there's some things already stacked in there that aren't going to change. So when we look at this, and we look at the Senate bill in particular, as far as taxation issues go, what are we looking at in the bill?
Yeah, good question, Andy. I mean, there's some things, these are numbers that I never would have thought would have been in any stimulus. 1.6 trillion to $2 trillion. This is unfathomable. But what we are hearing and what we continue to see is that checks are going to be cut direct to citizens. The U.S. Treasury is going to send out money. It's $1,200 per individual, $500 per child is what we're hearing and seeing. That's in the Senate bill. I don't think there's a lot of hang up on that. I think we've had two procedural votes where Democrats have voted down proceeding on debate of the bill and consideration of the bill based on, what kind of strings are attached for corporations and how they can use some of this funding to do stock buybacks or exec compensation, put caps on those types of things. So there's some real butting of heads going on, but I think ultimately, politically, they're going to get something done. I think it'll loosen rules on retirement accounts. I think it'll delay payroll tax payments for employers. I think it'll restore support for businesses suffering losses and accounting as it relates to those losses. So there's going to be a lot there to unpack and navigate, particularly in the middle of a crisis. But, we could easily see a $2 trillion bill, Andy.
Let's talk real quick about what we're hearing from CEOs right now. We did a number of shoe-in podcast episodes today. Had several leaders in our industry come on and talk about things. It seems like a lot of people are concerned about cash flow right now.
Yeah, that is top of mind. So whether it's how do we delay rent checks or how do we have more acceptable terms with our landlords on delaying the payment of rent, all the way down to deferring duty payments. FDRA led an effort from a multitude of associations asking Customs and Border Protection to allow for the deferment of duty payments upwards of 90 to 120 days for the cash flow issue that you just referenced, Andy. And so we're starting to see that Customs will consider those on a case-by-case basis. So if you have an interest in trying to navigate through the bureaucracy of Customs and asking for requests for deferred duty payments, please contact us, info@fdra.org, or join our call tomorrow for FDRA members at 2 p.m. Eastern on March 24th, where we'll be talking about this, or on the 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be connecting with Customs directly so we can raise these issues, because it comes down to liquidity, Andy. And so trying to free up much needed capital as a stopgap when sales have totally come to a halt, that is what is of the top of all of our CEOs' minds as they navigate this issue.
Great. And I guess to remind people, if you go to fdra.org, at the very top, there is a bar that you can see where you can send a letter to your member of Congress and your senators, urging them to help the footwear industry in a time of need, both the workers and the companies. Matt, have we missed anything today that we need to update people on?
I don't think so. I think that getting these letters in, we have 3,500 letters in already in one business day, essentially, Friday to Monday, and continue to push those out, I think is really important, Andy.
And we'll keep doing these flash briefings to keep people updated in real time. And as a reminder, even though we're discussing right now the bill before the Senate and the House, the economic stimulus bill, there will be many more waves and tranches of bills that we're going to see. This is not the only one. And so help will keep coming, and we'll keep advocating on behalf of the industry here in Washington and making your voice heard. And stay close to FDRA for updates and analysis. And for Matt and myself, please be safe. Subscribe to this channel, Kicks Over Coffee, so you can get updates when the latest flash briefings post. Until next time, thanks again. Be safe.